I interpret images that are obtained in emergency rooms all throughout the country. For example, if there's a car accident, a doctor in the emergency room will order a scan to look at is there bleeding inside or not, something that they cannot see from outside. When they do the scan, they need a radiologist who is an expert in looking at the images, but they don't have one because most American hospitals are rural or small towns and they don't have their own radiologist at night. So they send them to us, and then we are able to look at it for them and then tell them. The most life-threatening case would be what's called a ruptured AAA. AAA stands for aortic aneurysm. When that happens, basically there's the balloon of the blood that is supposed to go to the stomach bursts. It's very life-threatening. 76-year-old, CT of the head because she fell in the bathroom. Encephalomalacia related to prior surgery, noted in the left frontotemporal lobe, period, new line. Usually the funniest cases are the ones where on Friday or Saturday nights we have men more than women with sexual experimentation. So for example, a man inserting things into his rectum is a very common thing. If the person does it himself or if someone else is doing it for them, we don't know. What we just see is a scan that there's something stuck. Weird would be when I saw a light bulb inside a guy's butt. I was just surprised because it's a light bulb. It can break so easily, but they were able to push it all the way into the rectum for sexual pleasure. So this person also fell, but they have no fracture, no dislocation. So here we're able to see the spinal cord. I know it's hard to see because it all looks gray right now, but in between these two white structures, this one and this one, is this space which is occupied by the spinal cord. And we can change the shading and try to see if there's blood in that space. In this case, there's none. This person's already had their appendix removed. You see this white thing right there? That white thing is a surgical suture from whenever they did the appendectomy, which means removal of the appendix. That's one of the hardest parts of this job, is dealing with the emotions. Because you get these normal 24-year-olds walking around and they come into the hospital because they can't breathe right or something is wrong. We scan them and sometimes there's cancer all over the place. I remember this 28-year-old guy. He came in hanging out with his friends. There was 3 or 4 friends hanging out together. And when I saw the scan, I was like, oh shit. But the patient didn't know. I didn't want to tell him. But as soon as he came out of the scan, he said, what was my diagnosis? Am I good to go home? My voice couldn't come out because it was so sad, because I knew that he's never going to go home again. He's going to go to a cancer center. He's going to get chemotherapy. He's going to lose his hair. And I just saw his friends and him, and I just felt so sad that these guys are so young and they're energetic and they're excited about being out in town. And I had to tell him that this is it. You're not leaving the hospital. It is definitely very difficult, definitely. I did not expect this kind of difficulty when I first signed up for jobs in emergency nighttime work. It definitely takes a lot away. But at the same time, there's a kind of challenge, a kind of an excitement, because people are so dependent on what I say. So many decisions are made after what I say. It's so critical, it's so urgent that it makes it exciting, that I'm a part of something that can make a difference in people's lives. Yes, it is definitely peaceful. When I used to work in the daytime, one of the most annoying things was the incoming phone calls or people walking into the radiology reading room and disturbing us. This doesn't happen with what I do now. I work at night, I do teleradiology, I have full control of where I'm supposed to do what and when. So I do definitely admire the advantages that I have.